Hello guys, welcome to another beautiful episode of Flip Around brought to you on Flip TV. And I am Praise Ganiyu, and yes, of course, I'll be your host on today's show. And yes, I have an amazing guest with me on today's show. He has 2 albums in his kitty already, and he's about launching the 3rd album on the 10th of November. I know you want to know who I have with me on this show, but don't go anywhere. Let's go on this very short musical break. I'll be right back.
Instead of suffer, Baba jẹ́ kí ọfà, lèmi ṣe ń dúpẹ́, mo dúpẹ́ oore. Ó ti ṣe bàbá, ó ṣeun lójú ẹlẹ́gàn, ó ṣeun. Ọ̀tá ilé bàbá, ọ̀tá ilé màmá wọ́n gbé. Ọ̀tá ilé bàbá, ọ̀tá àárín ọ̀rẹ́ wọ́n gbé. Wọ́n ṣe bùtán, bàbá mi sọ bókù rẹpẹtẹ. Ogun oṣó gbogbo, bàbá ti bá mi kẹ̀ wọ́n pa o.
Alright guys, welcome back to Flip Around on Flip TV. And join me as I welcome Gbemi Becks on the show. Gbemi Becks, how do you do today?
I'm fine.
Okay, so you are launching your 3rd album on the 10th of November. So why is the preparation of the launch of the album?
We'll be preparing during the next weekends. So, as we can see, we are here today to say something about the
Part of the preparation.
It's part of the preparation.
Okay, so you've had 2 albums in your kitty already, and this is the 3rd album that will be coming out, titled Yofa. So how do you feel about this album?
Yofa is a good song, and to everybody, when you listen to it, it's a very good song that has a message.
So what is the what makes Yofa different from the other 2 albums that you've produced or that you've launched?
Yofa, there's not much difference, but it's just the touches of what is trending now. You know, we have the touches of the hip hop, high life, full one, then the normal songs that are good to hear.
So if you are going to choose between the 3 albums, Goodness and Mercy, Feshajaye, and the Yofa, which will you?
You know, every song is good. No song is all good, but Yofa, I think, is going out there, blow people's mind.
Okay, so the launch will be happening at White House, Ikeja. That is 20th Street, Ikeja.
Yeah.
So who and we should be expecting at the launch?
We should be expecting Kicksoni at the likes of Mega 99, Shegun Abi, Champion Kule Opio, and several other artists.
Okay, so you are into Juju, if I'm right? So what aspect of Juju are you, based on, like you are on this aspect of Juju?
Wow, the Afro and the high life.
Okay. So what are you looking up to in this Juju industry?
I have so many of them like that. KC is there, Kicksoni Adi, Ababa is there.
Yeah, of course.
Professor Ebenezer Obi,
Yes.
Sashina Peters, of course Mega 99,
Yeah.
and
So in what way have they inspired you? Like in what way have they added, like this is your album now? In what way is their contributions? Is it in this preparation? Is it in this your father is coming out?
of course,
Like in what way did they inspire you?
Kicksoni Adi,
Okay.
I've been to his house, then we talk about it. So much of advice and other things that I told me I would not tell you here.
Okay, so you mentioned earlier that Yofa is a mix of high life. So what actually inspired this Yofa album?
Wow, it's just God. It's just God, you know. Many things there that you cannot be saying, or everything that you saying that people will tell you, know, this one is good, this one is that.
So before we move on, can you tell us the meaning of Yofa?
Yofa is the grace of God.
Okay.
That way you should be suffering. Just see things on a platter of gold. Instead of you suffering.
Grace.
Yes, the grace of God.
Yeah. So like I was saying, you said what inspired you? You said God, and any other thing, family, just God basically. Okay, so we know that in Nigeria now, Christians are mostly, known for Juju, and the Muslims are going for Fuji. So what do you have to say about that? Do you think it's not about religion here? It's just about, people's line. You can also, like, a Christian can also go for Fuji, and a Muslim can also go for Juju. So what do you have to say about that? Is it just personal choice, or is it related to religion?
Yeah, it's related to religion. Most of the Juju artists will go to church. And in the church, music, you use it to drive the service. There is no way you want to sing without going to church. That is where you learn little things before coming out as an artist. But the Fuji artist, my own best of understanding, most of them, just, I'm sorry to say it, let me say it that way, like on the street, we just start it up that we want to sing, play, people listen to it, and when it is good, they will accept it. But every Juju artist will start from the church. There is no way.
Okay, so I'm going to be asking about your journey now. Like you were saying now, you said you started from the church. So I'm going to ask you about the journey. Like, I already know you started from the church. So how has been the journey so far?
Well, it's been rough, but today we thank God. It's been rough, but we thank God, because it's not easy to sing.
Yes.
It's not easy.
So were there any challenges faced, and how were you able to? Because we know now that everybody wants to go into music. Everybody just releasing one song or the other, even if it makes sense or it does not even make sense. They just want to be seen. And I've asked, like, what inspired you? What will you say? Why did you really go into music? And that's the journey. Why you went into music? And were there any challenges faced? And how did you solve these challenges? Solve these problems?
Why did I go into music? Well, let me say it's a talent which I developed. My father happens to be an instrumentalist that I've been looking at when I was very small. And I have other brothers that sings too.
Okay, trust in the family.
Yeah, so it's not just what I just pick up.
Okay. So I asked about the challenges, and
every aspect of life there's always a challenge. So let me just say the challenge of money, and probably the producers. So because when you give them song, some producer is not even their job. I'm sorry to put it that way, but they helps artists, so it won't be too hard for him to move or her.
okay.
So with the help of the producers too, I think music is easier.
Okay, so talking about the producer,
Yeah.
Julie King is the producer of this Yofa album. So
Yeah.
how will you describe Julie King, and how has he helped in the ease? Like, how did he ease the
Julie King, Julie King is a genius producer. As a matter of fact, if you want to work with him, you have to know what you want to do.
Okay.
Because at the point, he can tell you to opt out first. You learn, then come back. So you need to know what you want to do, so that he will just come and waste your time. He will not welcome you. But when you work with him, to bust your brain, improve your your knowledge, and when you want to sing anywhere, people will know. No, at least this guy is an artist. He's trying. He's a teacher. Let me put it that way.
Okay, very good. So talking about the other two albums, how will you say how did they fare in the market? Like, how was the marketing, the other two albums? How did it go in the market?
The first one, I had the problem with the marketer. He collected I will not mention the name. No, collected the stores then.
Part of the challenges faced.
Yeah. So the money there, gone. And the second one too, things that will happen that you will not even be able to say it out. So many things will affect you, but basically the financial aspects.
So how do you plan the market and distribution of this your album?
Of this your yeah, we've been trying to reach out to some marketers, but I plan to work on the album first. Then I call the marketer. Let me try my efforts where I can push it to. Then the marketer will come in.
Okay. So this your album, the marketer and the distribution to go very smoothly this time around.
I believe by His grace.
So earlier on you mentioned big names into the Juju where you are. So you mentioned Sunny Ade, you mentioned the likes of Mega.
99.
You mentioned South Shina. Yeah, so obviously you're looking forward to them in this music industry. So where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Wow. I can say by the grace of God, I see myself up there too.
The likes of Shina Peters and Sunny Ade too.
With them.
Okay, so your video is out already.
Yeah.
So how did the production go and
That day was so rough. You know, we started from the mainland here with my producer, the genius Juju King. Took us to different places, different locations. In fact, we got to a stage and said, what's happening now? It's not just 5 minutes video that I want to do.
And when they start cutting them out, you'll be like, you don't have to cut my in this.
So, you know, we finished very late. In fact, we fought at the end of the day. Because I was so tired.
So
tired.
Were you satisfied?
But later,
yes.
So satisfied.
So who are you going to give kudos to for the production of this album, production of this video? You can shout out to
first to God Almighty. Okay. You know, the beginning and the end. Just have to give Him the glory. Then the producer, Juju King, Julius Olagoroye. He really tried.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you are going to sing for us.
Okay.
Just a track of the album.
Okay.
So people will know what they are getting into when they launch of the
before Emini, Mr. Yofa Tori, Emini, Mr. Yofa Tonso, Emini Yofa Tori, Tonso, Ọ̀rẹ́ dákun súnmọ́ bí, máa rí inú mọ́, ẹlòmíràn lè lànà, àwọn kan lè ní túmọ̀ ẹ̀rín, ilé ayé àsán láyé jẹ́, ọ̀rẹ́ dákun súnmọ́ bí, jẹ́ ká jọjú, instead of suffer, bàbá jẹ́ kí yọ́fà, lèmi ṣe ìlú pẹ́, mo dúpẹ́ eré, ó ti ṣe bàbá, ó ṣeun lójú ẹlẹ́gbọ̀n, ó ṣeun, ọ̀tá ilé bàbá, ọ̀tá ilé màmá, wọ́n gbé, wọ́n lè bò tán, bàbá mi sọ pé kí ìrẹpẹtẹ. Ògùn ọ̀ṣọ́ gbogbo bàbá ti bá mi tẹ̀ wọ́n pa o. Ògùn olómi bàbá ti bá mi tẹ̀ wọ́n pa wóníwóní.
We are not living here today.
Ìdí ẹ̀ mo máa ṣe mọ́pẹ́ wá gbé mi. Mo máa wá dúpẹ́ èrè Mr. Yofa, still a boy.
Yes, you've seen already that no, even with what he has given us, know that what you are getting into is about to be boom. So don't forget, the launch is coming up on the 10th of November at White House, 20th Street, Ikeja. Am I right?
Yeah.
What time, sir?
It's starting 12.
So guys, I would like to see you there. You can see Mr. Yofi has said it all. Marunumo Wakajo what? Kajo. So guys, that will be all for today on Flip Around, brought to you on Flip TV. And yes, a big shout out to my guest here, Gbemi, Becks. Yeah. So guys, see you on another episode of Flip Around. Thank you.
Instead of suffer, Baba jẹ́ kí yọ́fà, lèmi ṣe dúpẹ́, mo dúpẹ́ oore. Instead of suffer, Baba jẹ́ kí yọ́fà, lèmi ṣe dúpẹ́, mo dúpẹ́ oore. Ó ti ṣe bàbá, ó ṣeun lójú ẹlẹ́gàn, ó ṣeun. Ọ̀tá ilé bàbá, ọ̀tá ilé màmá wọ́n gbé. Ọ̀tá ilé bàbá, ọ̀tá àárín ọ̀rẹ́ wọ́n gbé. Wọ́n ṣe bùtán, bàbá mi sọ bókù rẹpẹtẹ. Ògùn oṣó gbogbo, bàbá ti bá mi kẹ̀ wọ́n pa o.